you want to backtrack to December 26th of last year.
Watch them grow, perceive, devote. This is the seed, light the show. Watch them grow.
Hello, Aquarius, Princess India here. Welcome to your July 2020 soul session, my friend. In this vicinity, you should see me shuffling the cards. I'm looking there as if I can see that. I can't. You know, it's just a wall. Moving right along, but you should see me shuffling the cards there, and those are the same cards that are here on my desk. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into you guys' reading. You guys' overall energy, your little oracle here, is the jump in card, and it says, wait, let me make sure I say it right, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. So this is interesting, Aquarius, because kind of looking at these cards that we have here, that would seem to be somewhat of a contradictory message based on what it is that I am seeing in your cards. But what I feel is that it's less about you guys jumping in and taking action. I feel that that's something that you're going to be doing in the latter part of July. Not so much in the beginning parts of July, because much like Libra's reading, if you have that in your chart, I'd watch it. Even if you don't, I'd still watch it anyway. Because there's a similar energetic theme I'm seeing with this here. And it's almost like a little bit of housekeeping that makes sense for me because the former part of July, we're still in Mercury retrograde. I think it's like the 12th or the 18th that Mercury goes direct. And then you got the whole post, shadow phase and all that good stuff. But I feel, not that I feel, I know that Mercury retrograde is an opportune time to do self-reflection, right? To kind of reassess your life, what you're doing and things of the sort. And even looking at this Knight of Swords here, dude, the vibe I get from Aquarius is it's trying to force the river. You know what I mean? I feel that, how am I wanting to say this? Because I think you guys should jump in, but it's just, there's a need of taking care of business first, because I feel that why this pause is coming in, I'm gonna have to end up getting into y'all's cards because I don't want to double talk myself. Let me just tell you guys your cards first so I can get into this, because this is very much related to this, but it's not going to make sense until I show you the cards. But anywho, the central energy for this month is the Queen of Cups. Your challenge is the Ace of Swords. Your energy that you're coming from June into July with is the Hangman in the reverse. Your underlying energy is the Four of Wands in the reverse. Your above energy is the Star in the reverse. And then going forward into August, you guys have the Knight of Swords. And at the bottom of your deck, you guys have the Ace of Cups. So I say you guys remind me of Libra because their reading was very much about preparation, right? It's like a blessing coming in for them and them being led to prepare for said blessing coming in, right? But what I'm feeling the issue is with my Aquarian people, coming into July, there's a sense of being held up. Energetically speaking, collectively speaking, I can understand why that is because of retrograde. Now is not the time to be jumping into things. You understand what I'm saying? But I feel the motivating factor with this, like the overall energy is the fact that I feel there's an unction within you that's telling you to rush ahead, to rush forward. You know what I mean? And even looking at you guys, Knight of Swords going forward, what we're talking about that you guys need to handle this month, and I'm going to get into this with your central energy, is because you don't want to come into July. You may feel this energy where you want to go like ape going forward because the energy is there because that's what you're supposed to do. However, everything is a process. So it's almost like a little bit of housekeeping that needs to be taken care of prior to you guys doing this, because I feel jumping in head first has a lot to do with your underlying energy being the Four of Wands, because there's a level of instability here. It's like being held up And I mean, I could say since the retrograde, but I feel like this is a lot longer than this with this hangman in the reverse. It's almost like the feeling that I would feel that Aquarians have is like, you've done all the work, you know, the dominoes are set up, proverbially speaking, and you just want to like flip those daddies and make it happen. But now isn't the time to do so, is what my point is. So it's more or less trying to force the river. It's like feeling as if you're so close to something and it's like fighting tooth and nail to get there, or wanting to hurry up and get there. You know what I mean? But I really want to say this sense of feeling as if you guys have something. I'm trying to think of something to relate this to in 3D. Because it's like what I'm seeing is like a person who has like, you know, like a, what do you call those things? Like a toolbox, and you got like tools and like all the materials to like build a house. And you're all like, get her done. Like, let's build this freaking house. Like, let's ride this horse. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're feeling like that. But it's like, it's not the time for that. Because say hypothetically, like the ground is really slushy and it's raining outside. And it's like Aquarius is amped up and it's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And it's like, nah, it's raining outside. Like, let's wait until it cleans up. It's like, we don't have time. And I feel the reason for that is because there's some level of instability that you guys are dealing with. Like, that's what the root of the problem really is. So I don't know if it's that you guys are in a transitional period, or, you know, if you're like me and you're in the process of moving, which is never fun. It's never, ever fun. But if you're in some transition or changing jobs, moving to another city, whatever the case may be, just got out of a relationship, doesn't matter what it is, it's in your home life, it's something is kind of off kilter. And this has made you feel ungrounded, right? And because of this lack of security, I feel you guys have more or less retreated into your head space, which is a common coping mechanism of air signs. I'm a Gemini rising. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's retreating to that mental space in its execution mode. Because I always tell you guys, with swords and with wands, we don't have, well, we do have wands here, but with swords and with wands, these are masculine energies. They're action oriented energies. They don't really, you know, dabble so much in the things of weight. You know what I mean? It's like, let's do it. Let's get it done, period, at the end of the sentence type of deal. And it's feeling like, but it's almost like a skewed perspective that I think that you guys would be getting with this, because it's more or less this action here. Even if we're looking at your challenge, it's a desire for something new. You guys want a fresh start. You guys want to break away from this old energy, person, situation, whatever the case may be. But the thing is this is coming from a place of insecurity with our Four of Wands. It's coming out of a place of fear and hopelessness. You know what I mean? So it's more or less with the Hanged Man coming in with you guys into July from June. This is more or less like it was with Libra. This is more or less like a blessing in disguise, being saved from yourself type of situation. Because with this Knight of Swords, if you guys tried to rush through July, I really feel what you're being protected from is moving a little too early with something. But the whole reason why you're trying to jump in head first is because it's a situation that you're in that you don't want to be in, or that's uncomfortable, or you have the tools, or you've done the work and you feel like it's time. You know what I mean? So it's kind of trying to force the river, or like the card that Libra had was micromanaging the universe. So it's like trying to tell spirit, like, I think now is the right time. So let's make it the right time now. You know, like I have this, 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 and this. And it's like trying to control the situation and force it. Cause it feels very much like a resisting kind of energy. And it feels resisting because how I'm seeing it, and this is me just getting into what it is I'm seeing intuitively, but it's almost like seeing this river that's flowing this way, and a person seeing, okay, well, you're trying to get somewhere back there. And as opposed to taking, you know, the scenic route of following the flow of the river, which is going to wrap you back around, it's like trying to like charge against the water and like move your way uphill because you're like, I can get there faster if I just push really, really hard type of deal. and it's stressing you out, you know? But with the star in the reverse being in your above energy and it being coupled with this is letting me know whether it's in your thought space or even in your subconscious motivating factors, it's a lack of trust in the universe. It's like on a very core level, it's like a belief that says, if I don't get this done, if I don't do it, no one else is going to help me. You know what I mean? It's like, if I want to get this done, then I need to force to get this done. Otherwise, it's not going to work out type of deal. And I feel this block and this pause is coming to give you an opportunity to get out of this very fear-based energy, because this is how self-sabotage happens, people. It's in the sense of it not necessarily being that you're trying to destroy your own life. It's the fact that, like I say, with seeds that we plant, right? It's like whatever we give our energy to, it's going to reproduce after its own kind, because energy is life-giving. So if you're creating from a place of scarcity, insecurity, fear, that's the seed you're planting. So what crop do you think that you would harvest but one of insecurity, scarcity, and fear? You know what I mean? And that's not something you want to perpetuate. So I feel with you, the Queen of Cups being you guys' central energy, is more or less a need to tap back into your emotional space, right? To utilize a little bit of emotional mastery, to understand that this pause or this break or this hiccup is within divine order, that things are going to work out within, you know, whatever it is you're doing, your life, with your money, job, whatever the case may be, is trusting the process, you know what I mean? And more or less changing your format of thought. Because this Knight of Swords energy, anything that's dealing with knights, is more or less, I'm like teaching tarot now. The way that I look at knight cards is that knights have been in a state of action. When they're showing up in a reading, especially in your future space, it's not saying take action. It's saying that you have been taking action. And specifically with the Knight of Swords, the action that you've been taking has actually been undermining what it is you're trying to get accomplished. And if we go back to our river analogy, the amount of time that you've spent fighting the waves and trying to fight your way up this hill because it seems like a shortcut, you could have went around that river 3-4 times and got to that same place by now. It's just that it seems within your control because it seems like a shortcut because you're doing stuff. Because it's like doing this as an illusion of accomplishing something, but you're still not very much farther than where you were before. And it's more or less spirit trying to come in to say like, hey, if you trust me, if you trust the process, I can get you there quicker and get you a lot more of what it is that you want. And that's what I'm seeing with this Ace of Cups. Like this block, this impasse, this pause that you guys are in is more or less teaching this bigger spiritual lesson of surrendering to the moment. It's doing what it is that you can do within a time frame or in whatever situation that you're in, and then trusting the rest to the universe. So, and I feel like, I don't know if this was, I think that was Capricorn. I don't remember what you guys' reading was last month. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no idea what I said. But this feels like a lack of trust for spirit, dude. And this already, for all of the signs I've done up to this point, I know Capricorn kicked that off in June. This has a lot to do with it. It's a lack of trust in your belief system in so many words, and a need to kind of reconfigure that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's acting out of a place of scarcity. So it's inadvertently using your own mind against you. So the challenge this month is to overcome that bad habit, to gain dominion over your thoughts and use your mind in service to you, right? With this Knight of Swords, it's also saying that how you choose to go forward, it will shift a great deal once this and this are upright. Like when the divine timing is on point and you understand what this whole little process was about, because you learn to surrender to the situation that you can't, you know, have control over everything. And your mindset is on the fact that everything's always working in my favor. I'm safe. I'm secure. You know what I mean? Things are going to work out for me. You can't tap into that unless you tap into this emotional space. You know what I mean? Then you guys can go forward with this Knight of Swords energy, and it's more of a calculated execution as opposed to like all reckless and willy-nilly. Now, of course, this is going forward into August, and this also falls into a position of it being a potential energy. So this is more or less like a forewarning of, if you are jumping into things and you know that this is the underlying motivation of, I need to hurry up and get out of the situation, I feel out of control, I need to regain control of this situation type of deal. And in order to find that out, it's going to require some self-reflection, friend, you know what I'm saying? But if you know that that's the case, if you don't do this work or you don't face this month, there's a potential of you going forward in a very fear-based energy, and that can end up making things a lot worse than they could have been if you took your time and found out what the root of this is. You know what I mean? So there's a need more or less of an internal perspective shift for you guys this month, but I do see in the bigger picture, the why all of this is happening is because there's an opportunity that's very much in alignment with your truth that's coming for you all. But if you're not in alignment with your truth, right? Because the star card is indicative of that too, meaning this whole vacation into the mind and being very cerebral about stuff and overly strategic with things. It's complete, and I'm saying this to an Aquarius, I'm sorry, Aquarius, but it's negating your feminine and emotional side. And whatever this is that's coming for you speaks to that space. And I feel that there's gonna be a need to be in tune with your intuition with this, to know when to move, when to go, you know, spirit to be like, yo, stop coming up the river, just sit down and flow and we'll be straight type of deal. But whatever it is that kind of, how can I say this? I mean, dog, this may be something that's been with y'all for a hot minute though, dude, because this is 2 major arcana. This may very well be a block that's been with y'all for a hot minute. And y'all know how much I love talking about childhood. This could even go as far as root chakra issues of having an unstable childhood, like money not being consistent, or you know, just things being, you never knew what to expect. And it's a defense mechanism of trying to control stuff. You know what I mean? But I just kind of, I look at stuff energetically, dude. It's like when you do that, it's making it worse. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like the same thing with, just if we looked at it with humans, you know what I mean? Like if you think about it with people, what's a good example of this? It's like if you were to keep asking someone something, you know what I mean? Like I'm thinking about Stewie and that episode when he's like, mom, 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 mom. And then she just like clicked out and was like, what? You know what I mean? It's like the initial thought is, you know, hypothetically, we're just going to use Stewie here. So it's like, hypothetically, Stewie wanted something from Lewis. And him thinking, if I keep drilling, mom, 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 I'll get that done quicker, which is the equivalent of trying to go up that river because it seems like a shortcut to get your need met. However, if we kind of X out how Lewis responded, she'll click out. But what typically happens when you do that, it causes people to like pull back. You know what I mean? So it's like, are you going to do this? Are you going to do this? And I mean, even thinking about me as a kid, it's like I would be totally about cleaning my room as a kid until one of my parents asked me to clean my room. And then I'm like, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to do it because you're telling me to do it. I had it on my mind to do it, but now since you're asking me, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I was rebellious as a kid. Okay, don't judge me. Anyway, but it's like that kind of energy I'm feeling. It's the thought of thinking that drilling at something is going to get you to your end goal, but that's actually pushing you farther away from it, whether that's with your method or if that's at your job or with people or a project that you're working on. It doesn't matter what it is. The energy and the approach is exactly the same. You know what I mean? But the whole issue is the fact of that you're trying to rush the process, and there's a need to understand that things take time. And the only reason why you're trying to rush it is because of fear. And a lack of faith in yourself, others, spirit, whatever the case may be, is different for each of you. But I feel like this is something that you guys have done for a very, very long time. Like, this is how you have gone about getting your needs met up to this point. And falling within the theme of the whole collective right now, it's almost like these defense mechanisms, coping mechanisms that we use. And I mean, to be honest, they are a tad bit manipulative. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking about the trickery card in my my chakra oracle. And that's like a manipulation where it's not like evil, maniacal type of manipulation. It's just, it comes from a fear of asking for what you really want. Because when you asked for what you want in the past, that need probably wasn't met. You know what I mean? So it's finding other strategies to get what you want, as opposed to being upfront with it, because it's a belief it's not going to be met, or spirit's not going to come through, or your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend isn't going to come through, friends aren't going to come through. So it's this, but because this new thing is coming for you all, I feel this is all happening because spirit is trying to help you guys balance out to come from a more even keel place, so that this isn't something that's perpetuated into the future. Because I feel it becomes self-sabotage because it's undermining your success. You know what I mean? I don't know where all these examples are suddenly coming from. It's just like, you know, if somebody was dating someone, you know, if it's a guy that's dating a chick and it's like, are you going to be my girlfriend? Are you going to be my girlfriend? Do you want to be with me now? Do you want to go on a date now? Are we together now? Do you want to be with me yet? And it's like the person could have totally wanted to, but because you're doing that, it's like, now I'm kind of weirded out and I'm kind of starting to not get interested because it's like, you think that's going to get you there, but it's not. It's kind of weird and creepy. You know what I mean? And that ends up becoming self-sabotage because it's approaching a new situation the way that you have past ones. And what has worked in the past isn't going to work now just because of the vibration that we're in, period. So I feel like I over-explained that, but hopefully that makes sense, Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? But there's a new opportunity that's coming for you guys that I feel is going to make you very happy. This is just getting you in alignment and prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, that has been your reading, Aquarius. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going over to Vimeo, my website, Patreon, and YouTube members, wherever it is that you watch my extendeds, to do you guys extended. If you're about that life, follow me over there. If not, I still love your freaking face, and I will see you guys soon and later. Deuces. You want to backtrack to December 26th of last year. That may piss you off of me saying it like that, but I'm just going by what I feel vibrationally. So I don't know, dude. I don't know if y'all dealing with Libras or if y'all have it in your chart, but this is, and damn, that's what happened with y'all last month. I think the Aquarius reading and the Libra reading, yeah, because I was saying that both of y'all were like two sides of one coin. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing this month.